program? So, I don't know. It will never show here.
I don't know about you, Jatik, but for me, I feel that these days, although KLCI is doing better, it's lost that kind of like fizzle. So when I saw your cover where it says like the earnings offer a glimmer of hope, so how much hope are we glimmering?
I think in general, as we pointed out in the headlines of our front page, it's more good than bad. So basically more public listed companies are doing better than those that are doing worse. So how do we define better or worse?
Alright.
For better one, basically we categorize those companies that reported higher earnings year on year, companies that have turned around, returned to profitability, as well as companies that narrow their losses. And as for the companies that are doing worse, these are the companies that saw their earnings decline year on year, companies that saw their losses widen, as well as companies that slip into the red. Okay. So according to the data compiled by our colleague from the research team, Alex, 47% of the Bursa Malaysia listed companies actually reported better financial results. 40% reported weaker results.
And the rest just stayed the same?
The remaining 13% or 100 over companies, we exclude them because they have yet to release their latest quarterly results.
Because their year is not December or something like that. Okay. So what was the findings you found after all that?
Overall the picture is getting better. I mean, now if you look at the numbers, if the numbers don't lie, 47% up, 40% down, it seems to us that we do have a good fourth quarter last year in terms of corporate earnings, which is not entirely a surprise actually, because if you look at all the research houses, all the earnings wrap-up report that came out by the research houses, they actually said we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel, corporate earnings are at the inflection point, and we are seeing signs of improvement. But again, for people like you and me, it's a little bit difficult to really feel the optimism.
Exactly. I agree. It's like, I mean, you're right. On one hand, you're seeing everybody report good numbers, but what does that mean to like the person on the street?
Let's face it, I mean, the ringgit is still weak, cost of living is going up, and economic prospect a little bit gloomy, and there's many fundamental economic problems that have yet to be addressed.
So in the midst of all of that, but there are, I suppose the good hope that it's showing is that even with all that, there are some sectors that still seem to be resilient or still seem to be doing okay. And what did you pick out? You actually said plantations did better, which surprised me, because for the better part of last year, plantations had a bad year.
Yes, surprisingly, I think almost all plantation companies are doing better. Except for 3 companies: TDM Berhad, IOI Corp, and Kuala Lumpur Kepong KLK. But they have reasons. Of course, for KLK, it was due to a high base effect, because a year ago they have this one-off gain from disposal of plantation land. So this year, without this one-off gain, obviously their net profit cut, I think, 50%. IOI also dropped because of foreign exchange losses. So other than that, I think most plantation companies are doing better because of higher commodities prices.
So, but and oil and gas had a very mixed fate. Oil and gas downstream did actually better, but oil and gas services had the opposite fate.
Because downstream is easier for you to adjust the pricing. Once the global oil prices go down, you can just increase the price. So if you look at the likes of Shell, Petronas Dagangan, and then Gas Malaysia Berhad.
They had good numbers.
They are good numbers simply because they can they can raise the price. If you look at the Brent, now today the Brent is what, $54, $55 per barrel. A year ago we were talking about what, 30 something. So the increase is quite significant.
Alright, that's good for them. But on the bad side of things, the telcos did terrible. Okay, one particular telco did terribly, which dragged down everybody else.
Axiata reported net losses of what, if I remember correct, 300 over million
Forex.
net loss. Compared to a year ago, it was what, 400 over million profit. So that's 700 million we're talking about, the gap.
But saying all that, right, is the worst really over? Does this mean that economic activity will actually pick up?
Really depends. I think corporate earnings, or one way or another, it contribute to the economic growth.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
But the thing is, when the economic has improved, central bankers will think about whether they want to raise interest rate or not. And that's the
yes.
immediate concern. Huh?
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the U.S. Federal Reserve, they are talking about increasing the interest rate in
This
March.
month, actually.
I think Friday also, Janet Yellen said the economic fundamentals, hopefully, it will justify the rate hike. So it's really getting, we are getting that. It's
Yeah.
near.
But
So
is there
but-
hope? Analysts, is there any hope?
I think there is hope, okay? There's no question about that, there's hope. I mean, when the numbers are getting better, obviously it's getting worse, right? But the thing is, we shouldn't get overly excited about it.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.